Unfortunately, the art of silence has been lost in our busy world, where noise and chatter are always around. But what if the times we choose not to speak are just as powerful as when we do? How often do we pause and think about what our silence really means? Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches people to control themselves through reason and emotional strength. It's a great way to learn when to keep quiet. As the founder of this philosophy said, "It's better to trip with your feet than with your tongue." This wise saying brings up a fundamental question. How often have we regretted saying something in haste or anger? Conventional wisdom doesn't just tell us to avoid things that are within our control. It also suggests using silence as a tool for growth and peace. It's about envisioning how to tackle life's challenges with the calm belief that your silence can speak louder than words. A steady mindset teaches us that silence isn't just the absence of speech, but a deeply felt response that requires careful consideration. This is a powerful force that has been deliberately chosen. It's a plan that can help with ease and disagreement, protects us from harm while helping us understand. But when should we really choose silence together? We'll discover 9 key times when choosing silence isn't just smart, but can also be life-changing. As we dive deep into these lessons, we'll think about how to practice calm silence. You can change how you interact with others and find peace of mind. What if you do that instead of using harsh words? A calm pause can wrap up a heated argument, just like taking a moment can help you express your feelings. Thoughts come to us as we dig deep, staying quiet during tough times and letting the wisdom of tradition guide us. Are you ready to learn more about the deep wisdom of tradition? Please comment before you start your journey. First off, when you're being criticized unfairly, according to strict beliefs, that unfair criticism can actually make you stronger. This is the core of that old wisdom. It's a unique opportunity to show honesty in our thoughts. The ruler Marcus Aurelius once said that if something outside of you is bothering you, it's not really that thing causing you pain. It's how you think about it. He also mentioned that you can change the way you think about something at any time. Insight tells us that what bothers us about criticism isn't the criticism itself, but how we perceive it and how we react to it. It's all about your perspective on criticism. How can changing your perspective make you stronger? Can you think of a time when staying calm in the face of unfair criticism changed the outcome? For example, if you're leading a project at work and your boss harshly criticizes it. A calm response would be to take the feedback in stride, focus on the useful insights, and ignore any negativity that's not based on facts. Epic has said that this approach not only helps you maintain your peace, but also boosts your professional game. Don't talk about keeping respect. Your principle here is to live according to your values. Instead of being defensive, you should respond with calm and thoughtful reactions. The quality of your responses should speak for your work. Not reacting to unfair criticism isn't just being passive. It's about focusing on how we can control our reactions and behaviors. Embracing conservatism is a strategic move when you face life's challenges. Quiet strength can turn potential conflict into a sign of your personal power and philosophical commitment. Think about how silence can help you. What possibilities could arise if you choose thoughtful silence over impulsive speech? This practice might not only improve your peace of mind, but also influence those around you by incorporating solid principles into our daily lives, especially when we face unfair criticism and find ourselves connecting with philosophy. People who value the strength of character based on others' temporary approval are promoting personal growth and inspiring others to do the same, especially in today's world where arrogance and self-promotion often overshadow humility. Conventional wisdom tells us to embrace silence, and wise Marcus Aurelius advises us not to waste time debating what a good person should be. Instead, think about how silence in response to bragging can turn a potentially egotistical atmosphere into a space for self-reflection and growth. Life can be tough because there's always going to be criticism. Sometimes it's a good way to learn and improve, but criticism isn't always fair, even if it's meant to help. In those situations, it can be really hard to keep your cool and respond the right way. Conservatism is an idea that dates back to ancient times, and there's timeless advice from Greece on handling harsh criticism. By sticking to strong principles, we can grow as individuals despite the bad stuff that happens to us. Opportunities to become strong from within can change everything. What really matters isn't what happens to you, but how you respond to it. There's a tough lesson in that. Think for a moment about how to react when someone criticizes you unfairly. It helps you avoid acting on impulse and gives you time to process what's going on without getting upset. Brush off the criticism. As the Stoics said, you control your mind, not the events around you. Let it go, and you'll be better for it. Marcus Aurelius, just understand that a harsh reaction just shows how the reviewer feels or what they think, not how good you are or what you're capable of. You can see criticism more clearly if you separate it from who you are. Like the radical said, if someone can prove to me that I'm wrong and show me the right way, I'll gladly change, because I'm looking for the truth. Even Marcus Aurelius could find a bit of truth in the most unfair judgment. Look for useful feedback hidden in criticism. Take it as a chance to improve yourself and shake off unnecessary negative thoughts. As the saying goes, learn what you're saying, then say it. When someone criticizes you unfairly, stay calm and polite. It shows how strong and in control you are, and it prevents things from escalating. A calm response often diffuses the critic and shows that you're above it all. Adults should take charge of their own growth. Don't waste time debating what makes a good person. Marcus Aurelius said to take action. Stop focusing on unfair criticism and concentrate on your goals and personal improvement. You can rise above bad things happening and move forward by focusing on your growth and virtues. Dealing with unfair criticism can be tough, but if you stick to strong principles, you can use those situations to grow and become stronger. Take some time to separate criticism from your worth. Respond to any truth with peace and respect, and focus on your own growth. This way, you stay calm and strong inside, even in tough situations. Now, picture this. You're at a networking event, and a co-worker is bragging a lot about their recent success and fancy lifestyle. You might feel tempted to counter their bragging with your own achievements. Conservatism teaches us the power of restraint. If you choose to stay calm, you remain calm, and you can see who people really are through their words. This way, you can save your energy for deeper conversations. This approach not only protects your dignity, but also makes you look like someone who's confident in their own achievements without needing outside approval. Silence doesn't mean inactivity. It's a strategic quietness that shows wisdom and self-assurance, just like another wise Stoic. If you don't want to miss out on the benefits, you shouldn't do things halfway. In real life, you should aim to get multiple benefits at once. This means you should respond not with empty talk, but with the quiet grace of your actions and the quality of your character. How often do you find yourself reacting to someone else's success? What if you just nodded or smiled, fully acknowledging their achievements while keeping your focus on your own journey? Accepting quietly between boasting about qualities and goals is a way of life marked not by competition, but by happiness and inner success. It creates an environment where a person can move forward peacefully and successfully based on real self-worth instead of comparative measures. Please think about this text and apply what you've learned in your daily life. Consider how accepting peace can improve your life and relationships. Write about it. Your thoughts and stories are welcome. Let's dive in. Work together to make other people's lives more peaceful, happy, and successful. Number 3, deal with anger. When we get angry, it can feel like a wild storm that blows away all reason and calm. But in the middle of that storm, a moment of silence offers a safe space, helping us manage those intense feelings. It's said that Epicurus, a famous philosopher, mostly stayed quiet and only spoke when necessary, like when you have to focus on work for the day. When a co-worker messes up and you end up having to work extra hours, your first instinct might be to get really angry. But what if, instead of reacting in anger, you choose to stay quiet? Giving yourself a moment can help you think about the situation more fairly. It might prevent the conflict from escalating and steer the conversation towards a more constructive solution instead of a heated argument. Think about how many times you felt pressured to react in anger, and how just taking a moment to calm down before saying something could change everything. Marcus Aurelius, another famous Stoic, once advised in his writings about how bad the consequences of anger can be. It makes you think about what happens after you get mad. Most of the time, the fallout from losing your cool is way worse than whatever ticked you off in the first place. Take Nelson Mandela, for example. He was a well-known leader who spent years in prison. Instead of getting angry, he chose to forgive those who mistreated him. This decision not only their lives improved, and it also brought the country closer together. For example, when you're angry, staying silent doesn't mean hiding your feelings. It means choosing a response that aligns with your best self. This practice not only enhances your peace, but also leads to better relationships and a more successful life as you deal with the inevitable frustrations of daily life. Remember, silence is your sanctuary, a place where wisdom reigns. Embrace it, and you'll find that a calm response, not only anger, is the deepest and most powerful emotion we all experience at some point in our lives. But when it's out of control, it can really hurt relationships and even take a toll on your health. Learning to manage anger involves focusing on things like self-control, clear thinking, and inner peace. Start by figuring out what's triggering your anger. Is it a person, a situation, or a specific event? Reflect on that. I was thinking about why these things really distract you from our perceptions and thoughts. Our beliefs and ideas often play a big role. Accept that you can't change what's happening in the outside world. What you can change is how you react to those things. Practice being mindful. Focus on the present instead of worrying about past problems or future concerns. When you feel angry, try some deep breathing exercises to calm your mind and body. Take a deep breath and pause before reacting. Think it over. Consider what might happen if you take action. Try to shift your perspective and see things from the other person's viewpoint. Looking at things through their eyes can help you feel less angry. Change how you view the situation. Think about how a hardcore philosopher would see it. Would they think it's trivial or important? Instead of fixating on the current issue, focus on finding a solution. Focus on useful ways to handle things, build your emotional strength, learn to control yourself, and remind yourself that you can choose how to respond. Use self-control and patience, and learn to separate your emotions from what's happening. Take a step back and look at things objectively instead of just personally. Do things that help you deal with your feelings, like writing in a journal or meditating. Find healthy ways to channel your anger positively. Instead of getting angry, focus your energy on things that help you work or learn and grow in your art. Use your anger as an opportunity to understand yourself better and change how you respond in the future. Learn to communicate effectively and express yourself calmly and confidently without being hostile or angry. Managing your anger well is important for your health and your relationships. Practice mindfulness by digging deep into your anger. By changing your perspective, you can turn it into a great strength. Think about building mental resilience and finding healthy ways to channel your anger for achieving inner peace and living a calm, fulfilling life. Follow the advice of conservatism. Number 4, silence amid false rumors. When people talk to each other, stories spread like leaves caught in the wind. If these rumors aren't true, they can cause harm and confusion. A detached viewpoint gives us a strong response, just like the story of a teacher in a small town. Think calmly about the person who was wrongly accused of misconduct because rumors spread in the community. The teacher decided not to deny or explain what happened, which only added to the tension. Instead, they relied on their honesty and commitment to the truth to stand firm. This silence isn't just passive surrender, it's a smart decision based on wisdom. Marcus Aurelius said that you have control over your thoughts, not over external events. Understand this and you'll be stronger. How many times have we seen that happen quickly? Words can make things worse. Silence can protect you from false accusations. By refusing to comment, the teacher let the community's initial excitement fade over time, and no new evidence came up. The truth became her defense. This shows the strong belief that you should focus on what you can control, like your reactions and actions, rather than worrying about how stories spread that you can't stop. Epicurus once said that if someone talks badly about you, you should always appreciate them. Common sense suggests that responding to negativity with positivity, or even staying silent when false accusations are made, is possible. Staying quiet isn't just a way to protect yourself. It also shows your commitment to your strong principles. When dealing with challenges in personal and professional relationships, let that calm silence guide you through the chaos of false rumors and find a path to a peaceful, happy, and successful life. How to handle loss. Number 5. How do you deal with the silence that follows a big loss? Grief is a common human experience that often leaves a painful void filled with sadness and confusion. But there's a unique way to cope with pain through tradition. For instance, C.S. Lewis, a well-known author, wrote about his grief in his book, A Grief Observed, after losing his wife. The pain I feel now is a reflection of the joy I once had. It's a very profound way of thinking. Thoughtful reflections suggest that our experiences are part of a larger journey in life. Loss and love are just part of the natural flow of life. A famous Stoic philosopher has a lot to say about this. The day we worry about our last day is when we start to think differently about loss. If you see it as a change rather than an end, what do you gain by accepting the silence that comes after loss? It gives you time and space to think and heal after someone's gone. Louis didn't do that. He didn't let silence lead to explanations or distractions. Instead of just filling up with stuff, they used it to really dig into their thoughts and feelings. They firmly believed that difficulties could lead to personal growth. Their journey through sorrow showed how keeping a calm mind can help someone deal with deep emotional pain and turn it into a deeper understanding of life's fragility and beauty. Silence after a loss isn't about hiding or denying what happened. It's a way to reflect and move forward. Taking time to grow is one way to find meaning beyond the pain you're feeling right now. It means letting your emotions run their course without forcing them to end. Think about how you've dealt with loss in the past. Practicing mindful silence can help you during future times of grief. This approach can not only change your healing process, but also impact those around you. Please share your thoughts and experiences with loss, and also talk about how tough practices have influenced you. Let's talk about how silence has helped you improve and what lessons you've learned along the way. Dealing with loss is one of the toughest things in life. When you lose something important, like a loved one, a job, or a big opportunity, coping with grief and sadness can be really hard. There's an old principle started by the Jain community in Athens that offers advice on how to handle these tough times. Adopting a steady mindset. It can help us stay strong and at peace even when we've lost something really important. It's crucial to recognize and accept how you feel. Understanding and accepting the emotions that come with loss is key. Society often teaches us that feelings are just normal reactions to what happens in life. You can take steps like allowing yourself to cry and feel the pain without holding back. Writing in a journal or talking to a trusted friend can really help you. Dealing with these feelings can be helped by focusing on what you can control. According to the Stoic principle, we should let go of things we can't change and concentrate on what we can. Figure out what you can change about the situation, like how you handle loss, and learn to let it go. As explained, you can't redefine loss as an opportunity for improvement. Stoics believe that every problem is a chance to grow and take better steps forward. Think of it as an opportunity to learn. Consider what you can take away from this loss and how it can make you smarter or more caring. Practicing gratitude can help you focus on what you've lost and what you still have. Start writing a list every day of the things you're grateful for. This practice can help you see things in a new light and bring you some peace. Don't hesitate to ask for help, and remember that being part of a group can really make a difference. It's really important to have a support system and help each other out during tough times. Take the step to talk to family, friends, or support groups. Sharing your problems with others can help you feel better and less alone. Dealing with loss is never easy, but having a strong mindset can help us become tougher and more resilient. It can also help us recognize our emotions. Let's focus on how we can take control of the changes in our lives. Our perspective should stay grateful and ask for help. If we choose to use these techniques, they can help us heal and grow. Number 6, tackling ignorance with tough grace. Have you ever met someone whose actions show they don't get it, yet their confidence is so strong they act like an expert? Even though it can be frustrating, it's a good time to practice patience. Take the famous scientist Galileo, who promoted heliocentrism during a time of strong geological beliefs. It's a great example of dealing with ignorance, even though he faced fierce opposition and was put under house arrest. Galileo maintained his respect and dedication to the truth in the face of false accusations and ignorance. It teaches us that we can only control how we respond, not what others do. The Roman emperor and staunch philosopher Marcus Aurelius said that you have control over your mind, not outside events. So next time you meet someone with wrong ideas, keep this perspective in mind. Think about how you can change the way you respond if you know you can control it. Galileo's silence wasn't a sign of weakness. It was a strong statement of his integrity and belief in what he discovered. He understood that the truth doesn't need to be backed up by words, but over time, he could stand firm in his principles. This approach is similar to focusing on your own actions and respecting others' beliefs. Being kind means knowing the limits of your power and carefully choosing your battles. It's about having patience and understanding, even when things get frustrating. This practice not only leads to a more peaceful and happy life, but also helps you see the bigger picture, focusing on long-term respect and success rather than short-term gains. Think about how silence can be a beautiful response to foolishness in your life. This approach can benefit your relationships and your own well-being. How can Galileo's story inspire you to turn potentially happy situations into opportunities for peace and personal growth? Practice stillness. Number 7. How to deal with rumors. There have probably been times in your life when you've been the subject of a story as whispers spread around. The natural reaction is to respond, but staying quiet can change the situation. Think about the story of a community leader dedicated to protecting the environment who faced false rumors about their personal gain. Addressing each rumor. Instead of dwelling on Marcus Nair's words, she kept her focus on her work. The best revenge is to move on from those who hurt you. This leader's choice to stay silent and keep advocating lets her actions speak louder than any rumor. Her behavior reflects an important, indifferent mindset. It's not about the events that disturb us, but how we respond to them. Imagine how different your life could be if you just ignored rumors quietly instead of trying to explain yourself. Deciding to explain yourself can give you a lot of strength. If someone talks bad about you, just keep moving forward. It's true what Epicus tells us. If it's a lie, just fix it. This wise leader not only maintained peace, but also encouraged his people to see beyond the lies and laugh at those who didn't believe in him. Their trust slowly faded away, but his calm demeanor and unwavering commitment showed that staying silent can help you maintain your image and self-respect. This story illustrates that in modern times, the text shows how we can use falsehoods in life and how our reactions to lies can either fuel the fire or put it out. It also highlights that silence isn't just a passive choice. It's an active and powerful way to reflect who we are and the outcomes we create. Next time you hear a rumor, think about how practicing a steady silence can help you stay calm and focused, and how it can change how others perceive you over time. I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences on dealing with rumors in the comments below. What have you learned from these situations, and how has staying quiet helped you? Your insights could really help someone else find their way. Rumors can spread quickly and damage your reputation, leading to a lot of stress and confusion. In a world where information travels fast, it's important to come up with good ways to handle gossip. Knowledge teaches us how to stay calm, collected, and logical when faced with problems. It's important to keep our emotions in check, especially when listening to stories. Reacting too quickly or strongly can lead to negativity. Instead, try to manage your feelings and look at the issues without bias. Before responding, take a moment, take a few deep breaths, and remind yourself about others. Other people's opinions don't define your worth. Do things that help you stay calm, like practicing mindfulness or meditation. Get clear on the facts. Often, unclear thoughts and details just fuel rumors. Don't take things at face value. Focus on the facts instead. Look for reliable sources and gather accurate data to find out what the real story is. Talk to trustworthy people who can give you more information before you make any decisions. Ask questions and seek evidence. This approach will help you a lot. It helps you respond based on facts rather than assumptions. Think about things before you react. A story can really impact how true it feels. If you act without thinking, you might misunderstand things and end up spreading the story even more. Instead, respond carefully and with a plan. Take a look at the situation and consider what might happen if you did something different. If you ever need to, address rumors calmly and accurately. The best move might just be to stay quiet. Take it slow and focus on your actions and personality. The best way to fight against fake rumors is to show that you're a good person over time. You can calm things down by being honest and demonstrating who you really are. Stick to your beliefs and values in everything you do. Engage in actions that are good for you, and the more you do, the more you'll show your true self. This way, the chances of false stories being believed diminish over time. Don't worry about what other people think. Conventional wisdom tells you to let go of the things you can't change and focus on what you can. Other people's opinions are just that, opinions. You can't change what they think or say about you. Instead, pay attention to what you do and how you think. Accept yourself and believe in your ideals, no matter what others say. It's all about managing your emotions and staying true to yourself. Searching for the truth, responding wisely, staying consistent, and not worrying about what others think can help you deal with rumors in a balanced and logical way. By using these tips, you can handle the problems that arise from stories while protecting your dignity and peace of mind, tackling them with calm and strength. Number 8. When facing injustice, tough philosophies teach us to deal with life's problems with fairness and inner strength. This is especially important when we face unfairness, as the wise epic says, we should endure and persevere. This saying reminds us to get through tough times without complaining about others' mistakes and to forgive them. Nelson Mandela fought against racism in South Africa in such a way that it made it clear that, even after spending a long time in jail, he could have been angry. But instead, he showed deep indifference and emerged as a supporter of peace and unity. Mandela didn't just stand by and let injustice happen. He actively took a stand against it. Instead of focusing on getting what we want, choosing to focus on healing and unity shows a key principle. Our greatest strength lies in our ability to choose how we respond to outside events. Mandela's leadership can change our lives when we face unfair situations. Can we still choose to show understanding and kindness even when it seems impossible? Staying silent when things are unfair isn't the answer, as Marcus Aurelius pointed out in his Meditations. A good way to respond to someone who has hurt you is not to stoop to their level. Instead of getting into a fight, choose to develop a mindset of healing and moving forward. Mandela changed the way the whole country thought about justice and peace. His life shows us that silence isn't a sign of surrender. It can actually be a powerful tool for change and a sign of personal integrity. This kind of thoughtful approach doesn't mean passively accepting injustice, but rather, strategic and theoretical silence helps prepare us for creative action. It's about holding on to your thoughts, using inner peace to inspire thoughtful solutions that tackle wrongdoings and promote collective steps toward a better future. As we face both small and large injustices, let's remember Mandela's quiet strength. His legacy teaches us that sometimes the most profound response comes from silence, allowing us to find meaning. We need to lay a foundation for change to lead a happier and more successful life. Embracing this can bring about shifts in both personal struggles and community conflicts, guiding us toward a more peaceful existence. Everyone faces unfair situations at some point in their lives, so it's crucial to handle these scenarios with calm and wisdom. The thoughts of tough philosophers like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epicurus can help us understand how to deal with unfair circumstances and what to focus on. Staying calm inside and controlling how you respond logically are things they emphasize. Keep your peace and focus on your inner state. Marcus Aurelius said, "It doesn't matter what's going on around you. You need to keep your mind calm and maintain your emotional balance. Control your emotions. Do things like deep breathing, stay mindful, and meditate. Just accept what you can't change, and remember, you can only control your own reactions. You can change how you react to actions. Instead of jumping in without thinking, take a moment to think logically before you act. Try to understand why something went wrong. It might help clear things up and even show you a way to solve the problem. Avoid lashing out at people out of anger or a desire for revenge. That will only make things worse. Aim to respond in a fair and calm manner. Always take a look at your values before giving. Stay true to your principles no matter what. Your actions should reflect your core beliefs and values. Make sure your responses align with your ethics and maintain your integrity. Set a good example for others. Show them how to handle disrespect with grace and respect. Look for creative solutions and keep a problem-solving mindset. Instead of fixating on the problem, focus on finding ways to resolve it. Engage with people in the situation and communicate openly and honestly while trying to find fair answers. Be an advocate for change whenever you can make adjustments in the system that address injustice. Take a moment to pause and reflect on what happened and what you can learn from it. View personal growth as an opportunity to develop as an individual and strengthen yourself for the future. Focus on acquiring the skills needed to handle similar situations better down the line. Get informed. Staying calm is key. React logically, stay true to your values, look for constructive solutions, and learn from experiences of injustice. If you stick to these solid principles, you can handle unfair situations with kindness and honesty, giving them a chance to grow and improve. Number 9. How to deal with insults with a clear mind. Epictetus tells us to wake up every time someone insults us. It gives us a deeper way to handle disrespect. Just stay quiet. This insight shows us that instead of fighting back, we can choose silence and understanding in our responses. For example, Mahatma Gandhi faced insults and resistance in his fight for Indian independence, but he didn't react with anger or insults. Instead, he chose to stay silent and understand. Gandhi's approach was similar to living a peaceful, steady life. His response to verbal and physical attacks was to remain quiet, which often made his enemies less threatening and even turned them into supporters among the public. When someone disrespects you for their own benefit, how does adopting this kind of attitude change the way you communicate with others? Instead of firing back with words when someone attacks you, what can you gain by staying calm? It allows you to act with purpose rather than impulsively. This tough practice not only keeps you composed, but also makes you appear like a leader who rises above petty disagreements, echoing the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius about the consequences of anger and sorrow. In comparison, how bad are those who make us feel this way? When you're dealing with everyday problems, think about what that tough silence can do for your life. Could it be the key to a better and more successful life? How your actions can influence how others handle their issues. We've focused on 9 important moments, from dealing with conversations to facing loss, where embracing silence has made a difference. Steady advice has shown us a path to peace and understanding. Marcus Aurelius once said what a good person should be like. Don't waste time debating this. Let's embrace the deep power that's found in silence by deciding when to speak and when to listen. It can help us live a peaceful, happy, and kind life. Feel free to use these steady principles in your everyday conversations and see how the power of thoughtful silence can improve your life. If you found this discussion meaningful and helpful, please hit the like button and drop a note with your thoughts. Feel free to share these deep philosophical thoughts with everyone you know. And for those who are new, make sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth content that can help you move forward.